think the first the first show of Festival Miami that was sold out 2 weeks before it was performed, and they weren't sure whether klezmer was going to fly in South Florida. And you showed them that it would. Tonight we have 3 special guests. First, we have the Klezmiamians. The Klezmiamians are a new up-and-coming band. We heard them perform in our Chagall program earlier this year. They were fantastic, and they meld old Jewish music with Dixieland and jazz, and I'm sure you'll be thrilled with what they have to offer. After the intermission, we have the Klezmer Company coming down from Boca Raton, and they also able to meld klezmer from the old country and bringing it back to the new. And I'm sure you'll be as catatonic as I was when I heard them perform with your mouth open and wanting some more. And then, which hasn't been publicized in the past, was Charlotte Cooper. Charlotte Cooper is a Yiddish vaudeville performer, a third-generation Yiddish theatrical performer. She began her career in the old country, performing in Romania, coming to this country, performing in New York for 25 years, and then coming to Miami Beach and performing for another 10 years. I don't know how aware you are of Yiddish culture in Miami, but actually Yiddish vaudeville, the longest running Yiddish vaudeville in the world was in Miami Beach, and she was a part of that. So we have her performing both vaudeville and singing. And now, without further ado, I'd like to present to you the Klezmiamians.
Thank you. The first one is the Russian Share, which is the most popular klezmer song ever. And when we play, you know, da 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 da, and everybody should say, "Hey," you know the time. So we're counting on you to say. And Dave says we're an incredible band, and there's no words. You know, so we're incredible, and we're whatever. So don't forget to say, "Hey." You got it? It's really just not multitasking. Just hey. And I want to introduce our players, and it's in the program. Angela is a school counselor, and she's the accordion player. Alberto is a trumpet. Alberto over here. He teaches trombone, bass in the school system. Dr. Collins does the same thing in the school system. He's a bass guy, curmudgeon at large. Gail is a new school where the band teacher, well, she was a band teacher for years, but she inherited a new school. I'm an ergonomist, specializing in blindness. Judith London, trumpet, and she teaches trumpet in the school system. Jeff, and it's R-O... T-A. Raw. It's wrong on the program, and I appreciate it if you got a crayon with you. If you would change that. Musicians are very temperamental. He's an attorney. Al's an attorney as well. And this is the Klezmer. And the next one is the Serba. And hope you enjoy it. Next one, a Freylock. We try to, you know what a Freylock is. And if anyone wants to come out here and dance, just don't kick me. You know, if anybody, the hospital is right around the corner, I think, and we have that. So we have, you know, the whole harmless piece of paper if you want to really get out there, because this is Freylock 1 F-U-N der Kupa. You know what Hupa is? So it's a Freylock, and it's kind of, you know, wedding type stuff. So your blood pressure will go up. But come on, dance or dance. At least if you don't dance, at least move your feet. You know, at least so you're not defeated. like the handkerchief dance? Did you remember the handkerchief and you walk around? And at the other concert, they were talking about that this type of thing was the bride. They got to know the families and they crowned the makotonis. They crowned them. Do you remember through genetic memory? This one is Kolomiki. See Kolomiki? Does anybody know it? Kolomiki, you'll know it. All this stuff you'll know. I mean, it's in the soul. So this is Kolomiki, and I think you'll enjoy this one. This is really toe tapping. So you'll like it. Does that bring back memories? Can you see Grandpa, Bubba dancing? Does it, close your eyes and think of that. It does stuff. This is Zol Zion Gilbert. And again, it's, makes you cry. Oh, what is it? Libidic. Oh, Libidic. Oh, this is Libidic and Frelach. There's another Frelach. I'm sorry. I'm a dyslexic Hebrew. Wrong one. Lebedik and Frelach. It's a Frelach thing. So, as long as you're above the ground, most of your body parts are working, make them work. Do stuff. So they sing. We're counting on you. This goes on your permanent record here. And, with Dave's keeping the record. And we're counting on you. Oh, Bulgar. Where does the Bulgar come from, by the way? Bulgar. Where's the word come from, Bulgar? Bulgaria. Yeah, Bulgaria, but then, that's true, Bulgaria. Odessa, where's Odessa? Yeah, this is, some of our relatives wrote this stuff, you know, so it's, and it's pretty, it's a Bulgar. A Bulgar is a particular dance, I think, correct? And I appreciate you all dancing, Nadia, it really does good. I'm very grateful to you, very grateful. I'm having fun? Do you want to hear more? Do they want to hear more? They want to hear more. Thank you. Anytime you want to hear more, we got it. Oh, Great Dog. Huh? Great Dog's not timid. Great Dog is a short one, it's a good one. Great Dog, anybody know what that means? Great, F-R-E-I-T-O-G, Nachten, does that mean night? Friday night. Friday night at Timmins. T-Z-I-M-I-S. Friday night Timmins, that's the carrot juice and the rest of that stuff. Yeah, we can't put too much shortening in that because you don't grow tall if you get shortening in that. Okay. So it's Friday night Timmins. But Timmins also means fighting, doesn't it? Okay, I'll blow that one. Next one is Mazel Tov, and we're in Miami, so it's Mazel Bueno. Mazel Bueno. And it's Machatonim. You know what the Machatonim is? Machatonim. And this is, I think, with the crowning, where they come in and they put the crowns on the people. You remember that? You want to talk about it? People are saying, yeah. I mean, this is good. And it's a happy thing. It's a happy thing. So be happy. Just try to swallow a banana sideways so you smile a lot. You know, for the kids. So happy to do that. Next one again is the Spanish one. This is for Spaniards. The Spaniards. And you can line up. Do you know the Macarena? Do you know the Macarena? Well, you know where it came from? When the police arrested you, you put your hands up, hands against the car, hands in back of you. You know, that's the Macarena. Well, this is the Mazzarina. And again, we're not responsible for anything because it's really a wild thing. Your blood pressure will drop. But if you want to stand in your seats or at least in your brain, do the thing. We have matzah here. We use it for braille. We braille it. So. It's a braille thing. So this is the Mazzarina. I think you'll enjoy it, and especially for the Spanish people. to listen, and we had a half an hour to play, and I hope you didn't get finished before we did.
And where's Miami? And now, from Eastern Europe, from New York City, and to Miami Beach, I introduce Charlotte Cooper.
Thank you so much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really very happy to be here this evening and to be part of this wonderful evening, because there's nothing like doing Jewish culture and reminding people of this wonderful Jewish culture, which I personally brought here from Europe, because I come from Austria, from Vienna. I am third generation theatrical people. My parents and grandparents were all in the Yiddish theater. And we used to travel all over Europe, to Romania, to Czechoslovakia, to Austria, to Germany, to Poland, and we played Yiddish theater. And then because of the Holocaust, I came to the United States, and here I performed on 2nd Avenue 25 years. And it was a wonderful time, the best time of my life. I was very successful, I earned a lot of money, and every night I had a lot of fun coming home and counting the money. And when I had enough, I invested it in bonds. Because I don't have to tell you what's going on with the bonds. They're going up and down, and up and down. I go to sleep thinking I'm a wealthy lady. I get up in the morning, schon weiter in Reederei. So now, at this stage in my life, thank God I was able to get a financial advisor. Versteht, he's crank. Because if he really knew something, he would be rich. But once in a while, when I'm in a good mood, I listen to his advice. And he told me to diversify. So now not only invest in bonds, but also in commodities. So instead of watching bonds, I'm watching salt and sugar. It's of my Schwarzmotto, nobody's eating salt. Ich habe weiteren Reedereien low investments. But I try not to worry too much about the investments. Because frankly speaking, I really don't have any time to worry. Because I'm kept pretty busy at the work in the morning, in the afternoon, in the daytime, the microphone is not working. Help! As Nasha Schooner used to say, it says, Kaya, you go. Thank you. Thank you. We're back. We're back. Says Kaya, you go. I try not to worry too much about the bonds. I'm kept, as I said, I'm kept very busy because I have another very important job to do, because from Monday to Wednesday, I transfer accounts. I don't know why you're laughing. It's a very important thing to do. On Monday, I go to this bank of Schlapperush, the wegen der Bank. Dienstag, I have in der Bank, in the wegen der Bank. In the following week, I bring the whole thing back in the first bank. And this is how we all run around the Abandonische Goyim for a 0.5%. And I have all the gifts they ever gave away. I want you to know of some 3 toasters, everything they ever gave away. Everything is really a pleasure with the thanks. But we're laughing about it. A lot of people lost a lot of money just recently. And this man walked over to his wife and says, darling, I've got bad news for you. We lost all our money. He says, what are you talking about? You're such a wealthy man. How could you possibly lose all your money? He says, you're not listening to me? We lost all our money. There'll be no more cruises. So the woman got so excited, she opened up the window, she jumped out of the window. And the man said, thank you, plain weather. And in Yiddish we call that a schöne Rene Kapure. So you see, it doesn't pay to worry about the money. When I first walked in here this evening, I really was very nervous because I saw a lot of new faces, and entertainers are very peculiar. When they see new faces, they always get very worried. How will this audience receive my performance? But I didn't have to worry, because when I came in here tonight, one lady was sitting in the corner. She recognized me because she had seen me perform before. So when she saw me, she really gave me a wonderful welcome. She took one look at me, she said, the late no. Which in English means, is she still alive? You had better your good things. And then there was another lady. She looked me up and down as only a woman would do, and she said, aha, the Tedrete Michigane is schon wieder do. Which means that crazy nut is here again. And the other lady said, oh, I recognize her. I've seen her very many times in the condos and the hotels. She must be in show business for years and years. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if she can ain't a holler hoo-hoo-hoo. And I'm here to tell you that I really am hoo-hoo-hoo. But I don't want to tell you how many hoo-hoo-hoos, because that's my personal secret. But I have to tell you, I'm really delighted, and I've noticed that you do understand Yiddish in this audience. You do, don't you? A little bit? Just a little. A lot. A lot is not better. Not better. Because it's my favorite language. I love to speak Yiddish. Because Yiddish is a wonderful language, has a wonderful heritage. Wonderful, wonderful history like no other people in the world. For instance, did you ever hear the way a lady says to her husband in very sweet tones, "Du teuerst gesetzt sollst du werden." Our fire soll das werden. And if a husband and wife have a little fight, the wife will say to the husband very sweetly, "Man soll der Äußere in dem linken Fies, als der Rechte soll nicht wissen, wie die geht." And in English that means they should twist your left foot so the right one shouldn't know where you're going. And the husband answers just as affectionately, because he says, "Wir sollen der Recht haben alle 10. Now überlassen ein Zoom para Zoom bitte." Which means they should knock out all your teeth, but leave one tooth for a toothache. You see, this is a language full of expression, but impossible to translate. Because when you say something in English and then in Yiddish, they never sound alike. For instance, a very fancy lady in Westchester would say, "I am walking behind you." Aber auf Yiddish gibt man also, der Klezmer der Luch bin hinten. And then we say rich, richer, and richest. Aber auf Jiddisch sagt man reich, ungestoppt, und auf mir gesagt. And we do the same thing with ugly, because we say ugly, uglier, and ugliest. Aber auf Jiddisch sagt man mies, ja, sehe nicht. Und als schönere legt man einen Dreck. We bury that one, and that's it. Or if by chance, God forbid, you should get sick in English. It's a simple matter. You take a pill, you go to the doctor, and hopefully your pain disappears. But when you get a pain in Jewish, it opens up an avenue of 1,000,000 complaints. Such as, she chüppelt mir auf Finger, she brecht mir die Seite, hab a Krumm in die Krische, she braucht mir ein Euro, she schummelt mir den Kopf, und she wurscht mir ein Beuer. It's a pleasure. And in English we call this an organ recycle. So by the time you finish with all these complaints, you've got to feel better. And the following is the best example of what I'm trying to explain to you. There was a man, nicht war keinen gedacht, nicht du gedacht, nicht heimgedacht, nicht war gedacht. The man was very sick. He called his wife to his bedside and said, darling, I called you here because I want to say goodbye to you. My time has come to leave you. No sooner did the poor woman hear this, she began to wring her hands and to scream, Moishe, Moishe, wie geht's dir? Oh, Raymond lost the Machina Moishe, don't go away from me, what am I going to do without you? So Marius opened up his good eye. He said, Sarah, wo schreist du? Why are you screaming like a lunatic? Come along with me. And those are my happy stories. And in Yiddish we call them Freiliche Meisterlach, which I gather as I go from one candle to the other, because people always stop me and they tell me jokes. And I really hear a soft cup of coffee. Right next to me was a very nice couple. As they were leaving the restaurant, I could hear the lady saying to the husband, she said, Max, aus übergelassenen Wetter. Sagt aber dann, hab ich mitgenommen. Happens to me all the time. Even when I go swimming. The other day, I finally had a few days off. I went swimming and came out of the pool. Two ladies were sitting poolside. They were bragging to each other about their wonderful husbands. And one lady said to the other, Caroline, the Herr jüdischen Nummer. Caroline. I'm sure back home they call the Yachid Washington Schnuppisch. To Caroline, I want you to know that my husband is very cultural. Takes me to the finest concerts, to the theater, to the opera. He's a very cultured man. So the other woman said, please, dear, my husband is agricultural. She says, what do you mean agricultural? So she auf mich drehen, and you auf ihn drehen. That's Swiss agriculture. I love to watch the people have such a terrible time with the translations. Last night I did a show. A lady was sitting right in front of me. The whole show, she kept on saying, Oshamachayi, Oshamachayi, it's so wonderful. It's so wonderful. So I walked over after the show. I said, did you really like my performance? She said, no. She said, but I have arthritis on my back and the spotlight was warming my back. When you ask questions, and it's also important when people talk to you that you pay attention, because you never know what people are going to say next. I phoned at one of the condos. I sat in the lobby, and two ladies walked out to smoke a cigarette, And I couldn't help but sit there and overhear that crazy conversation. One lady said to the other, she said, you wouldn't believe it, after married to my husband for 35 years, he surprised me, sent me a gorgeous bouquet of roses. So the other woman says, you must be very happy. She says, no. I'm not so happy. For the next 2 weeks, I'll have to lie with my legs up in the air. So the other woman says, what's the matter? You don't have a vase? That's what she said. That's exactly what she said. But you know, I travel around to all the condominiums. And we go all the way out to Tampa, but there the age group is different than here. Here the condominium starts from 50 to 60 and up. And there it's from 80 to 90 in gegangen. But very nice people. We go early in the day to get to know them. As I was walking on the grounds, two elderly ladies were talking. Your mom said to the other, she said, Flora, you wouldn't believe it, in our condominium they found a case of VD. So the other woman said, I'm glad, I'm sick and tired of the Coca-Cola. And you know, I perform so much in all these condos and I always have fine friends. And I found a nice gentleman there whom I knew a long time, Mr. Greenberg. He was so happy to see me and I to see him. We said hello to each other and I asked him, how are you? How do you feel? After today I don't feel so good. I have very strange symptoms. It whistles in my right ear and the left one answers. Think of Mäuschen ist noch ein bisschen krank, weshalb es so überwunden kommt. You better go to the doctor and see what's wrong. Well, he took my advice, went to the doctor, was thoroughly examined. At the conclusion of the examination, the doctor said, Mr. Greenberg, I'm afraid I have very sad news for you. You must have a prostate operation. So Greenberg looked at the doctor, he said, listen, you're my doctor, you tell me I must, then I must. But the doctor said, you're a lucky man. We're going to put your operation on television. For medical and scientific reasons, the whole thing is going to be televised. So Greenberg says, I'm going to be on television? What are you going to name the show? So the surgeon says, Mission Impossible. This is a new sequence. The new sequence in the whole play. But what an audience you are here tonight. I'll tell you, you make it so easy for me, because to tell you the truth, I have so much trouble performing in a lot of the concerts, particularly in vocal at home. Very fancy and high-class audience. The Schweizer ist ein paar Schweizer nicht in Yiddish. Also, they try to change their names, cut the names in half. In Mrs. Mandelevich, they call Mrs. Mandel. Mr. Rosenzweig, they call Mr. Rosen. Mrs. Papufnik, they call Mrs. Poo-Poo. Then there was a man by the name of Feuerbaum. They took about the bomb, Mr. Never Given Baum Feuer. But with one man, they had a big problem because his name was Schmucklevich. After they changed the poor man's name, he was afraid to walk out in the street. I tell you, this audience, next time I go to the Catskills, you're coming with me. All of you. All of you. You don't find this kind of a lively audience, and I always have a wonderful time there. Even though they don't have that many hotels, but we have a few, and we have a good time. Last time I went, a wonderful couple. They were in my hotel because they were celebrating 50 years of married life. And you know, to be married 50 years, so they got me looking quick. So the wife decided she wanted the second honeymoon because she forgot what the first one was like. And the husband had no alternative but to look at that. They walked into the lobby, said, now just take a look. They have the same furniture we had here 50 years ago. Darling, take me to the room. They walked into the room. She took a look at the bed. The furniture is so much. You remember? that the way I feel today, you could knit a stocking. The poor guy was very tired. He just wanted to go to sleep. He had a long trip from New York. He fell asleep. No sooner did he begin to snore, she began to wake him again. This was hospice in here. Was mit Sister Mahaganchina. What do you think I am, a boy chicken? Mrs. Darling, don't be angry. I have to ask you a very important question. How is it that every time you made love, you never mentioned my name? So I didn't want to wake you. One night he went to sleep again. But she was lying awake, she kept on remembering all the things that used to happen and they used to do. So again she began to shake him. He said, darling, don't get angry. This is the last time I'm going to bother you. But I remember something very important. 50 years ago you got up in the middle of the night and you hit me on my right ear. So the guy, sleepy as he was, he started walking to the bathroom. Took some Mäuschen. Die kriegste mitten in der Nacht. So der Surre, geh doch schnell in die Zähne oder nach keinem Bein. In English that means, I'm gonna get my teeth and I'm gonna bite you. Ladies and gentlemen, if we don't want to keep it too long, because I see my boss kick for shun with the oil. So I want to tell you, I don't know whether you've noticed, and I'm sure you have, and most of you people go shopping in Publix these days, don't you? Lovely store. Wonderful, they have everything, only lately they've gotten too expensive. I haven't gotten any tomatoes there in the last 2 years. I think it's too expensive, so I go to a neighborhood store, because there we have a wonderful Jewish butcher. Größer Gangen vorbereitet, dieser Butcher. He puts both his hands on the chicken on the scale. But we all love him because he's very charming. And the women run there just to see him. So we all ran in there. We stand there very patiently. And as we stood there, a lady rushed in. She pushed us all aside, walked over to the butcher and said, Yanko, I'm giving a very important thing about him tonight. I want you to bring me a best Long Island duck. So they brought her the duck. They put it on the counter. She looked at it from one side and then from the other side. She tested the duck with her finger. He said, oh no, this is not a Long Island duck. This duck comes from Massachusetts. He said, I want you to go back and bring me the real thing because I know the difference. Well, anything for a customer. He went back, he brought another duck. Wieder habe gelegt something. And again, she's looking at the duck. She says, you're not going to fool me at all because this duck comes from Atlanta, Georgia. She says, I don't know what is the matter with you. How is it that you don't know what is a Long Island duck? How long have you been working here? He says, I've been here for about 1.5 years. She said, and where do you come from? Das ist der Steckerei nach India, besser wissen. If you understand it, you see that. You see what it takes. And after today, you certainly will understand even more Yiddish, right? Absolutely, a little bit more. And that makes me feel just wonderful. Do you know why Jewish women like circumcised men? Because Jewish women like everything 20% off. And on that happy note, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for having been a great audience. Thank you so much.
Charlotte Cooper.